That was
Range
funny.
is perfect right here.
I was rewatching the Madara fight, but this time against. Wait, not there. Oh my. Thought you were gonna
Where?
make it over there. All right, whatever. Just,
No,
just
I don't
finish
want
it.
to run that much, bro. I'll just make it. I'll destroy it later. I'm not there, bitch. I'll make it where the fuck I want.
All right, but I was rewatching it, and it was just funny because like Madara's just insulting the five Kage every time, and he got like he. Okay, so there was one time where the Tsuchikage, do you know his like main jutsu?
Who's that?
So
Okay, which one?
oh, Tsuchikage is the hidden stone. That's their Kage.
I don't remember who that is. What does he look like?
It's the old guy.
Oh, the atom thing.
Yeah, particle
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
So yeah, so you know what it does, right? It's just like
Yeah, just like
yeah, just dismantles them into atoms or whatever.
just
But
go on, like,
yeah, it's really cool.
and he could fly.
It's the only KK totem that they show in the
What's
show.
that?
So there's the KK Genkai. So a KK Genkai is like a
Isn't it like a ability you're born with or something?
yeah. Well, it's the one passed through like through your clan,
Yeah, so like.
and it's and then there's like the Sharingan,
Yeah.
the Byakugan, or like Haku's ice style. That's a KK Genkai.
Who?
And Haku, the one from the first enemy in Naruto, the ice girl or ice guy.
Oh yeah, I know what you.
Crap,
The one
yeah.
that made mirrors and shit.
Yeah, that's a KK Genkai. And like, so usually a KK Genkai, like one of those KK Genkais, it's like the combination of two types. So it's with Haku, it's water and wind. And but with the KK Toma, it's three types combined.
Whoa.
And I don't know what it is for his, but
So you know it's three.
yeah, they just said it's a KK Toma. I'm guessing it's Earth because he's trying to hit his stone. And some two other shit. But anyways, he used that on. No, he's still alive.
Cause I saw him phase.
Still alive, you didn't Boruto. It's like,
Yeah, I thought he died in Boruto.
no, he's still alive.
Wasn't there like this whole thing where he was about to die?
Yeah, but he didn't. What was it? Oh yeah, but he used it against Madara, and he hit Madara, right? And then that's where they saw that Madara was using Hashirama cells. And then what was it? Later on, Madara summons the perfect Susanoo. And then he's like, it's a giant ass Susanoo, right? It's like a shit ton bigger than the regular Susanoo. And then they just like slowly put their like hands down, and they're like we can't beat this. And then we're like, why were you like holding back the entire time? And he's like, why would an adult use full force on a child? So he was just playing it like he's just a troll the entire time.
Is that the one where he's like, "You all want my clones to use Susanoo as well?"
Yeah, that's one of those two. Yeah.
That's so fucked, imagine.
No, it's funny because he says like it's a 5v1. Like, isn't it kind of like you guys are doing a 5v1 against me? And then the Mizukage is like, you know, well, we have to do whatever we can to win. And then she says like, this is just the proof of your strength or whatever. And then he's like, no, I'm not. Oh, and then she's like, don't call us cowards or whatever because of that. And then she's like, oh, I'm not calling you cowards, but I'm just gonna even the playing field or whatever. Or I'm just saying like, then that means I can do it too. So then let's do it 5v1 the other way around. And then he asked like, do you guys want me to use Susanoo's or not?
They're like, no, please.
I don't think they answered, and he just gave them Susanoo's. But it's because like they kind of explain like why he's so strong. It's because like you're kind of
Doesn't it give you like the reincarnation? Like it doesn't give you like infinite chakra or something?
yeah but like
and
yeah
cells and everything.
yeah, and because like The thing is with Naruto, like chakra kind of gets divided more the more like the generations pass, and since he's like the
Like it gets weaker.
so
like,
yeah, it gets weaker. Yeah, that's why like this generation isn't as strong as the last one. Like they're just always getting weaker because they're getting like slower. They're slowly like getting farther away from it, from like the forbidden tree or whatever. Yeah.
I saw a bunch
And-
of bird trees. Where are they?
Oh, they're right by the house. I'm right by one. If oh wait, but never mind. You can't TP it.
I saw it. It was like shitload. It was like a little bunch.
But
Oh,
oh what the?
thank you.
Oh, it's right there.
there's a lot. Woo!
Yeah, it's one of the new biomes. Well, new, but it's been out for like 3 years or
You don't
something.
mind if I destroy it or something?
No, this is far away from the house.
Bro, it's 4th of July tomorrow. Oh yeah, and then?
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so it's like you're slowly getting divided. Cause I don't know if you saw it, but like the origin of like ninjutsu.
Is it the
cat-
brothers though?
Yeah, no, well it's Kaguya. It's like cause Kaguya is from a different planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy. Like Naruto took like this crazy turn
Yeah.
near the end. Basically, like yeah, basically it's like an alien that came over and then
Yeah,
she's the one that
race the white people, like the with the
yeah the Akutsuki or whatever. Which I hate them, man. Like I don't know, I just don't like them as characters that much. And I'm glad like in Boruto they just took down the final one. I'm like okay, I'm good now. Different enemy. Well yeah, there's still some, but like for now the main ones are down.
That was a cool ass fight though, with Naruto and Sasuke.
Yeah, against that guy. I don't even know his name, man. It was like so insignificant too.
It's like the guy version is better.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I don't know. I keep watching like the people reacting to Shippuden and shit. I'm like, this show, Shippuden's so good. And then I watch Boruto. And I'm like, what is?
I started watching One Piece right now. It's on Netflix.
Yeah. Is it one of the new shows they added?
Yeah,
On
it
Netflix?
only has like 127 episodes though, so I'll have to look for the other.
Yeah.
800
That's just longer than Naruto.
Yeah, they say it's really good though.
Yeah, that's what I heard. But it's like it's like I don't want to get into like a whole new universe.
I like Naruto too, but I had to finish it first.
You gotta finish it, man.
I don't. It's because I kind of don't want to watch Boruto.
You don't have to watch Boruto. But Shippuden, I think like the storytelling is it's really good. Like, especially like without the spoilers. But like even with the spoilers, like the shit still makes me sad when I see it. Like the whole like Itachi shit.
Right.
That makes me like every time they show it, I'm like, yeah, this is a really good character.
You're like, I'm about to cry, bro. It'd be right back.
The Hidden Leaf was like they had the least amount of trouble.
Is it forced? No,
Yeah.
didn't the guy make it like with the wood jutsu and that's it?
No, he didn't make it. They just found the area. So like when Madara and
I thought he,
Hashirama,
like,
when you're
terraformed it and everything.
no, like he might have done some shit because he's but most of it was just like when they're kids, they just Madara and Hashirama they climbed on top of this mountain, and then they just looked at the area and they're like, oh, one day we're gonna make this into a big ass village. They had like the whole peace thing in mind.
Mm-hmm.
But then Madara kind of changed. And then he was like, no, that's not realistic. Oh, and that's before they... Oh, yeah, it was funny. I don't know if you've seen it. But when they were friends, they didn't know that like, it's because you're not allowed to tell, like, people what clan you're from, just in case they want to kill you. So Madara didn't know that Hashirama was a Senju, and Hashirama didn't know that Madara was a Uchiha. And then when they found out, it was funny, like both of their clans, they had a plan. So they learned that they were friends,
Mm-hmm.
and they both had the same plan of using Hashirama and using Madara as a way to like to capture the other one and like use it as a hostage or something.
Yeah.
And then but when they both met at the river that they always met at as kids, and they threw a rock, and then the rock they both had a message like, oh, they know that like there's somebody, like our clans are, like my clan is with me, and then it's like, oh yeah, my clan is with me, and then they both like ran away, and then the clans came out and they started fighting.
That's cool.
But yeah, like basically Naruto and Sasuke are like a reincarnation of them. That's why it's like so you know the Sage of Six Paths?
Yeah.
He had two sons, and the two sons, they never got along. So one was born with visual prowess, and the other one was, he wasn't as strong or anything, but he was just like more loving.
Yeah.
But he was kind of weak. So he gave them this mission where he's like, okay, you guys should just, there's two villages that are in, not two villages, but like two areas or whatever that are in trouble. And you guys, all you have to do is like try to fix their problem and do it in the best way. Or he didn't say it, just like fix the problem. And then so he was watching both of them. So he sent out a frog. So do you know the hidden, you know the great elder toad that gave the prophecy?
No, I
that
don't know.
so you know, like Jiraiya was given a prophecy by the great elder toad?
Yeah.
Yeah, that elder toad was the one that that the Sage of Six Paths sent to like watch over them. So he's like super old. Like he's basically like as old as like ninjas ever existed. So then what do you call it? Oh yeah, but anyways, he saw, and like Naruto's incarnate, I forgot his name, but I think it was like Ashura or something. But he helped the town, like he stood with them for months. So he took forever. For months he was just with them, and he just like showed them how to use some like ninjutsu, and then he like helped them build a bridge, build a well, like do all this shit.
Yeah.
And the other guy, like he just, I think because he's the stronger one, he just went in there and he killed the enemy. And then whoever like didn't agree with him, or he killed them too. Like even the people that he was supposed to save, just because it was easier. And then that's when he told him like, oh, you're not gonna be the leader of the people or whatever, because that's what it was like to be the leader. And he chose the guy that was weaker but was more loving. He chose him, and then he was mad about it. Then he left. And then he came back to attack the village. Well, whatever that area was. It's like a village, but it's like a really small one. And he came back to fight them, and he unlocked the... Oh yeah, he was the first one to have the Sharingan.
Ooh.
So he has like the first Sharingan. Because like the Renegon is a... It's like a baby of a Sharingan.
The Renegon?
I mean, the Sharingan is the baby of the Renegon, is what I meant. Yeah. So then, yeah, it's because it's split. It's like I was telling you, where it's like it's splitting more and more. So it's just kind of becoming weaker. And what do you call it? Oh, I'm about to kill myself. Yeah, so then... Oh yeah, so basically, it's kind of like a curse, where they're destined to fight over and over. And that's why like Madara and Hashirama fought. They were like the reincarnation of them two. And Naruto and Sasuke were the reincarnation of them. So like it's just a reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths, what's it called? Sage of Six Paths sons. And every time it would just end in one of them dying. Or like they would always be fighting, like there would never be peace, except for this one right
over here. Oh, that's the one you're saying?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Wait, is it already made?
It's already activated.
Yeah, that's the one we use. But yeah, that area around it, it's like the thing I was talking about.
We gotta put like a beacon or something here so we can find it.
Well, we know where it's at.
Oh,
but later, yeah.
Everything is gonna be easier to like.
Yeah.
Damn, bro, this takes so long. Oh yeah, what you were saying?
What was I saying? Oh yeah, but basically like they broke the curse by Naruto. Yeah, because Naruto was the first one to actually convince the other half that, you know, not to stop fighting. I guess to stop the fighting.
Use that.
So he was like,
no jutsu.
Yeah.
You know, Sasuke, please.
Well, because he has like the like, you know, like even when everybody wanted to kill Sasuke, like he didn't want to kill him. He even told him like when he chose to destroy the leaf, he's like he said that if you want to destroy the leaf, then I'm gonna fight you, and I already know that we're kind of equally strong. We're like equally strong, so we're just both gonna die, and I'll just die holding your hatred or whatever. And then Kakashi was like, "No, what do you do? Like you have to be the Hokage." And he's like, I'll kill Sasuke," and he's like, "No." And then Toby came and then sucked up Sasuke.
Like, we're out of here, boy.
Yeah.
So what's the whole story about Toby?
Obito?
Yeah.
So, well, okay, so it's not like super deep. It's just like he was just pretty much mad that it's because Kakashi just promised that, you know, he wouldn't let Rin die, and then you know how she died, right? Or why she died?
But I know how she died, but I don't know why.
Oh, because so the hidden, I think it was the hidden mist. Yeah, it was the hidden mist. They're trying to use her. I think there was something special about her chakra, and they're trying to use her to be the Jinchuriki. Oh no, I remember. They were gonna use her as a kamikaze thing, where they were gonna put the three tails in her, and then they were gonna lead. So she was gonna go back to the hidden leaf, and then once she was there, they would release the three tails, and then it would just destroy everything. And Rin knew that, so that's why Kakashi was trying to bring her back, but Rin was like, "No, don't bring me back," because that's what they want. That was the plan. That's why like they weren't really chasing her at first. And then eventually when they found out that like she told him, then that's when they pop up. And then she's like, Kakashi was like, "No, I'm not gonna kill you, like no matter what. Like I'm just gonna, like I'll keep fighting, and then we'll try to get out of this, and I'll try to get the Jinchuriki out of you." But instead, she just ran inside its lightning blade, and then that's what killed her. But then Obito knows that. He knows all that, and he still doesn't like. He still didn't, because Sasuke broke his promise. Kakashi broke his promise. So he's like, "You still broke my promise, or you broke the promise you made." And then later on, Naruto changed him though, because Naruto showed him like, okay, because Kakashi's like, Naruto has the same dream you had, because Obito wanted to be Hokage, and then like as Naruto fights him, like he starts showing Obito like Obito starts having like these like visions of like what could have happened, like if he would have just like not gone back to Madara, he could have gone home. And he could have lived with them, and then he imagined himself as Hokage. So I don't know if that would have happened, you know. And then he's like, we could have kept. Then he starts like, oh, like I could have been fighting like with Kakashi the entire time, you know, like it would have been so cool. Like it showed him like in the middle with a bunch of friends and shit, and then it shows like that he's by himself, cause like Madara doesn't really care about him. And and then he changed his mind. He was about to use the Rini Rebirth to bring back every person that died in the war. But then
wouldn't that kill him?
Yeah, well he was planning to die because he's like, this is the least I can do.
Yeah,
and
it
wouldn't. Yeah, he did it. Well, normally you can do it without killing yourself. It's just that Nagato was too weak, so he couldn't do it. And Obito was too weak because he was barely alive. and then because he was fighting Naruto and Kakashi and shit, and he was like,
a
"Oh,
limit. It's like, oh, he has to be dead in like less than a day or something
what?"
for the rebirth.
Yeah. It's like the closest area, and then like the certain time. Yeah, but he was gonna bring back everybody that died in that battlefield, because like it hasn't been that long. It's been like a few hours or something. Like the war is not that long in like real time. So like he could have brought them back, but then Black Zetsu came. He got attached to him, and then he's like, "No, you're not gonna use it on that." and then that's when Madara or Black Zetsu makes him use it to bring back Madara. So he uses the Reina Rebirth on Madara because Madara wanted to be alive. It's funny because he's like you're much stronger if you're just reanimated, but he's like, no, he wants to breathe. Like he just felt like a lot better just being alive.
I want to breathe.
Like he wants to know. Like he's like, oh, my flesh is all warm and shit. Like he was saying that. He's like, oh, I'm actually alive now. Trying to see 3. It's kind of funny. Like I never noticed how much of an impact like Danzo had on everything when I was rewatching it. He was like in everything. Like so remember like it's like okay, so with Pain, like you know how Yahiko was killed by Hanzo.
Who? Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he's killed by the salamander guy. It's because Danzo was telling him like he told him that the Akatsuki so the Akatsuki was, let me see. So okay, at first Hanzo liked the Akatsuki because he was like, oh, they want the same thing as I do, because Hanzo was like in favor of, like, he just wanted peace for his island or for his village, because the Hidden Rain is in the middle of 3 main villages, so it's like a battlefield.
Yeah, for like the territory.
Yeah. So then, so he's like, oh, that's cool that the Akatsuki, and he supported them. But then, what do you call it? They were pretending to be, so the Ambu, the underground.
The black ones, the one Kakashi was part of them.
Yeah. But like the foundation Ambu, because there's 2 different types of Ambu. There's the foundation Ambu, and then there's the Ambu under the Hokage. Mm-hmm. And the foundation one, they're in the Danzo runs them basically. Mm-hmm. And so they were pretending to be Hidden Stone, and then they went to the village because they were trying to keep like tensions between the Hidden Rain and the stone alive. And then Yahiko accidentally, well, he was trying to stop them, like he didn't want to kill them, like the Hidden Stone. He's like, what are you guys doing? Like, we had a peace treaty. And then he accidentally, well, like he had his kunai, and then he accidentally killed one. Mm-hmm. And then he was just like feeling bad about it. But anyways, Danzo used that to show that like they're an aggressive like group, and that they're becoming more dangerous, and if he doesn't take care of them soon, then shit's gonna happen or whatever. Like they might end up, I don't know, like they might end up destroying. Like he basically made him think that they're like a terrorist organization. And so then that's when Hanzo killed Yahiko, or he kidnapped Conan, and then he made Nagato choose between either saving Conan or killing Yahiko. Mm-hmm. And before he got to choose, Yahiko ran into the blade, and then what's funny is like Hanzo was like, okay, I'm gonna kill you anyways. So he was gonna kill Nagato, but then Nagato, he summoned the Geto statue and he just started killing everybody. But yeah, that, and then he so Danzo had a role in that. Basically, like, you never know what could have happened, you know? Yeah. Maybe they would have like teamed up, and then they might have like brought peace in their own way or something. Because they were both trying to be like non-violent about it, but like Hanzo was he was slowly devolving, and then like they showed it in his death. But anyways, that and then like the Uchiha like coup d'etat. They had a so you know like Shisui's Sharingan.
Yeah.
So it's like a special genjutsu that only activates every 10 years, and it's a genjutsu that it basically makes you. You can make someone like completely change their ideology about something, and they won't notice. Like it'll just seem like they just had a change of heart, and like they won't know that it was because of a genjutsu. And they were gonna use that on Fugaku as a final like attempt. Like, okay, we're gonna change him to make him think that he's that he wants to protect the hidden leaf, and then that way, you know, he can convince his soldiers to stop fighting or whatever, to stop planning the coup d'etat. And that could have worked, you know, because he was the leader of the Uchiha. And but then Danzo, he was like, no, he's like, that's not gonna work. And he just assumed it wasn't gonna work. And he took Shisui's eye. And that's why he had it in the. They exposed him like in the Kage summit. They're like, wait, why do you have Shisui's eye? Cause Shisui was famous. He was the best Uchiha. He was tied with like Itachi.
Ooh.
The best Uchiha. Cause they were both prodigies, and so like everybody knew about his like title was Shisui the Teleporter, cause he could just kind of like teleport there. Like he did this little thing where he like teleported, but his Sharingan.
Like flickering, no?
He what?
Flickering.
Yeah. But yeah, and what do you call it? So yeah, like Danzo fucked that up. And it's kind of funny because like, well, like Danzo, you know, he has good intent. Like he's just thinking of like protecting the leaf, but he's oh, and then okay, another one is Kabuto. So you've seen Kabuto's backstory?
No.
Okay, so Kabuto, so he's from a like a little village that got destroyed in a war, and he has no memories of it, right? But an adoption agency thing found him and took care of him, and the glasses he wears is from like the mother of that agency. And so they needed money, so to make money like during the war, during like the third war, she taught like Kabuto to do some healing, so he knew how to do some healing, and that's where he met that's where he met Orochimaru, and he's like, Orochimaru told him like, oh, you could probably be a good ninja. And then Kabuto's like, nah, like he just wants to make money for his orphanage. And but then later on, Danzo came in, and he was talking to the mom and the two like elders of the orphanage, and she told him, or he told her that like, if you don't, because she used to be part of the foundation, and she's known as like the best spy in the foundation, but she retired. But she told her that if she doesn't like do this one mission, then he's gonna cut funding from the leaf, so they're not gonna be able to take care of the kids. And then she said like, I guess I have to do it. And then they're like, oh, we're out of a few ninjas, so we're gonna be taking one of your kids or whatever. And make and then Kabuto, he volunteered. He's like, oh, I want to do this for my orphanage. Oh yeah, it's kind of funny though, because they were threatening, like when they were threatening her, they told her like, oh, Orochimaru was like, oh, you gotta watch over your children, you know, someone might end up kidnapping them. And then it's like, what? And then like they're just making a bunch of threats. They made other threats, but I forgot what they were. But it was like the cutting the funding and then stealing like their kids, and then something else. But and that they might like you know. Oh, and he was one of the ninjas by like Danzo's side was like, oh, you never know. There's a lot of ninjas here that just do like dangerous. Like they might end up your orphanage might like catch on fire or something. Like, you know, just making a threat.
It might just
You know,
blow up. I don't know, man.
yeah, like you never know that might happen. So what was it? So anyway, so yeah, Kabuto and her, so Kabuto became like this, like he was a really good spy. He's been to every village, he's fight on every village, and he's worked for like the Hidden Leaf, just being a spy. And then so then he's on one of his missions, and he gets attacked by this person, and it turns out that the person was his mother, well, mother, quote unquote, the orphanage lady.
Yeah.
And when she couldn't see anything because he broke her glasses, because he, like, you know, he hit her and then her glasses broke. And he was trying to heal her, but she didn't recognize him. And then he gave her his glasses, and she still didn't recognize him. And it turned out that like Danzo was like showing her pictures of Kabuto's progress, like how he's been changing throughout the years, but he's been like slowly brainwashing her into think that he looks like a different person. So that's why she never recognized him. And and then Orochimaru came out. That Orochimaru was the one who was telling him that. And Orochimaru was sent to kill whoever lived. So basically, like two of them they had too much intel on the leaf. So to be safe, like, oh, he doesn't need them anymore, so he's just gonna kill them, so that they don't leak anything. And Orochimaru was supposed to kill whoever survived the fight. But he saw like potential in Kabuto, and he's like, nah, you want to just like help me? Because like Orochimaru was like he saw him as a savior, because he actually like he's the first person who told him the truth, and that you know like saw the potential in him being a ninja or whatever. And he was interested in like the sciences, so he's like, I can give my life meaning, and I kind of have an identity as like Orochimaru's, because that's all like Kabuto wanted. He just wanted to belong, because he never had like a permanent home. And that's why like Itachi used he used the Izanami on him instead of killing. So like the Izanami, well, I don't know if you know, but you know about the Izanagi and Izanami?
No.
So the Izanagi is a forbidden jutsu used by the Uchiha, where it makes you invincible for a minute, or you can like change reality.
Oh, is that
so like
then you lose your eyesight, no?
Yeah. So when the Danzo use,
you lose the light in your eye.
Yeah, but there's a counter to it, and that's the Izanami. And the Izanami, it's kind of like it's a jutsu that you don't need to use. Like, you don't need it's kind of like a genjutsu, but they don't need to look into your eyes. You just have to repeat 3 scenes. So like, it's like, think about it like 2 swords hitting. That's like 1 picture. And then like a raindrop falling or something, that's the 2nd picture. And then a 3rd one is like them stepping on a rock or like on a feather or something. That's the 3rd picture. And then you just gotta recreate that again. Like, okay, 2 swords hitting, raindrop hitting them, and then the stepping on a feather. You recreate that, and then you got them stuck in the Izanami. So now they're stuck in the infinite loop until they change their fate. So like, Kabuto kept on wanting to be Orochimaru, so like Itachi just put him in that, and he's like, just realize like who you are, because he felt bad for Kabuto, because, you know, he was just like he's kind of just like a victim of war that just kind of became a villain because of it. And so it's like, you know, like as soon as he just needs to like rediscover who he is, so he just used that. And then they showed like a scene in the war where it's one of the, like, this adult where he's like, oh, he invited like one of the ninjas to an orphanage, and it turns out that adult is one of the kid like friends or whatever that he had in the orphanage, and he's been waiting for Kabuto ever since he left. He's been waiting for Kabuto to come back. So he's had like a home. He's just never gone back to it. And but yeah, in Boruto, he owns an orphanage.
Oh.
Even though like my brother would kind of make fun of us, like this guy committed so many war crimes and he got away with it. Same thing with Orochimaru, where he's just like a playful character now, just because he's like they got like away with all the shit they did just because
Like Orochimaru killed like a bunch of people to like make bodies.
Yeah, like he experimented on a shit ton of people. Yeah, he's done like so much shit, but he got away with it because he brought back the 4 Kage. Like I get Sasuke because Sasuke did a lot in the war, so it makes sense that he got like what's it called?
Forgived or something.
Yeah, pardon. There you go. Yeah, so it makes sense with him. Like he's basically the reason they won the war. Like Naruto wouldn't have won by himself. And what do you call it? But yeah, but like I don't know how Orochimaru and Kabuto got away with it. It's like all happy music. So the orphanage. Even though like Kabuto reanimated so many people, and like he was the reason that thousands died in the war. But yeah, I guess give an orphanage. Even Sasuke had to pay. You had to like spend a few months in jail. That's more than I think they had to. I mean, they might have spent some time, but it's like you can never make up for all that happened to them.
So Orochimaru's not like a villain no more?
No, he's not. He just does he's like he does lab experiments for the leaf. But they like keep a close eye on him.
Like we don't want him killing no one.
Yeah, like Yamato, his job it's kind of a running joke in Boruto, but his job is just to like watch over Orochimaru. So like you see, like sometimes when you see like a random episode, right? Like you see Boruto whatever doing their thing, and then like in the background you see Orochimaru, and then you always see Yamato following, like just hiding behind. It's also like a running joke, but yeah, it's just kind of like
the one that has the word release, huh?
Yeah, that's his job, to watch over Orochimaru, make sure he's not doing anything. Yeah, like they've just been doing a lot of, I don't know, it's crazy they got away with it. It's just kind of funny. I mean, if you like, the point of prison, you know, is to reform, and they've been reformed, so I guess, but they should pay a price.
What do you mean reform?
But like I was rewatching like because of the reactors. They were on the part where like Itachi ended the reanimation. And then the part I didn't notice before was like Itachi said, like he doesn't. So like Sasuke told him, you know, I love you. Like I realize that I love you so much that I have to do this to the hidden leaf, even though that's not what you want. I have to destroy it. And then Itachi just kind of like no matter what he does, he always love him. Like even if he destroyed the leaf, he's like, you'll still be my brother. And then he leaves. But they also show that like his parents, you know, that they knew that like Fugaku wasn't gonna fight Itachi. He's like, I'm not gonna fight my own son. He's like, we have different ideologies. You know, you wanted to protect the leaf instead of siding with the Uchiha, but you're still my son, and you know, I'm so proud of you. And then what do you call it? And then he tells him like, you know, our pain is gonna end in an instant, but you're gonna have to live on with like this pain. Like your pain is gonna be unimaginable compared to ours, because you're killing everybody in your clan, and like everybody in the village that you did it for is gonna hate you. Even your own like brother that you love is gonna hate you. But you know, so he's like, oh yeah, like he's pretty chill with dying. They're just like, you know, just watch over Sasuke. Oh, and then it shows like after the like the Uchiha like murder thing, Itachi pretends to be one of the Anbu, and that's next to Danzo, and he tells Danzo like he warns him like, if you do anything to Sasuke, I'm gonna leak like all the information I know to the other villages. Like if you even like touch him or do anything to him.
You look
And
at
he
him,
finds
you
out
breathe
about
on
it, yeah.
him.
Yeah, that he's gonna leak all the information he knows. So he always has that threat on him, and that's why in Naruto he comes in to the village. It's to remind them that he's still alive, and that the thing still stands.
That bitch, I'm still living.
Yeah. And do you remember how like with Pain there was an alert system? Like they got alerted when Pain came in.
No.
So they have like every village has like a.
Is it like the sensory ninjas? And they're like,
Yeah.
The chakra is here.
Well, it's like a bubble, and then like but there's like a special code that you can use to get in, and the third Okage kept it the same for Itachi, and that's how Itachi walked into the village in Naruto without any problem, because he just knows the code, so he just goes in. Because he's always allowed to check on Sasuke, and he was a spy for the Akatsuki. Or spy of the Akatsuki.
So that's the whole backstory on Itachi.
Yeah. And like, like he was trying to. Well, what started his ideology is because like he was in the battlefield of like the Third Ninja War. And there was like a soldier that was like begging for water, and Itachi was gonna give him water, but then the guy saw his like his hidden leaf headband, and he tried to kill Itachi, but Itachi just killed him before that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Itachi just kind of became a pacifist. He just wanted to end war. And there's an Enderman. There he is.
Look at the creep.
Oh yeah, but basically it was like, that's when he then like war is just, I think it was like 6 or something. It was like really early, where he just kind of learned that that war is just. I remember the line because it's like, where it's just like war is it's just the battle between villages, not a battle between people.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're just fighting for your village. You don't know those people you're fighting. You're just fighting random people just because your village tells you to. And that's what he was trying to end. And he killed the Uchiha because even if the Uchiha like would have won the coup d'etat, then okay, all it would have done, because the Uchiha is strong, right? Mm-hmm. So it would have just left the village super like destroyed, and then other villages would have tried to attack the Hidden Leaf. And then if the Hidden Leaf would have gotten attacked, the Hidden Leaf is allies with the Sand, so then the Sand might go to war, and they could just start a whole ninja war, over that. And I kill me so that I can go over here.
What is that? The coup d'etat or whatever you said?
Coup d'etat, it's French for government like takeover, or government overturn.
Why are they using French in Naruto?
Well, it's just like a war. It's a war word. I remember I remember that we talked about it in like the French Revolution, and I always thought of Naruto. They always said like coup d'etat. And it's just like a government overturn. It's because years of oppression basically, like it's like they built it up. So the Uchiha are in charge of the police station, which. Okay, so like it's kind of at the beginning of like Naruto, where with Madara and Hashirama. So Hashirama's brother Tobirama, he doesn't like Uchiha, like he hates Uchiha. So he just said, what I'm gonna do is like I'm just gonna give the Uchiha their police station, so they're gonna feel like, oh, they're an important part of the village, But it's actually just a way so that they can always keep like scrutiny on them, because it's like they're the police force, so they have to like make sure they're doing everything right. So So it's just exclusive to their clan, where you have to be in the police force. Well, you don't have to be, but that's like one of your pathways, and the only people in the police station are Uchihas. And then it started tension, where it's like oh, yeah. Where they started alienating them to like one corner of the village, where it's just pure Uchiha. Like they're not living all around; they just all together. Yeah, they just got segregated into one place, and they're like, "What the hell? Like we're being treated like shit in our own village." So it makes sense why they wanted to do it. It's basically just like a civil war that they wanted, because of like Tobirama. And Hashirama told, like, when he was reanimated, he's like, "Look, Tobirama, you did like you played a humongous role in like all this." Because the Uchiha never felt like they were part of the Hidden Leaf. They just felt like the Senju was the only thing in control. And then it doesn't help that, like, the first Hokage was a Senju, second Hokage was Senju, and then third Hokage Sarutobi. He was so the Sarutobi clan is like they're allies with the Senju. And then the fourth Hokage was chosen, like he was the big support is by the third Hokage. So it's like the Senju always. Oh, and then Lady Tsunade or whatever, she's the granddaughter of the first Hokage. So it's like they've been showing it throughout the entire time. Like the Senju is overruling the Uchiha this whole time, and it's like what like Madara was promised. So I don't know if you noticed, but like Hashirama told Madara like you should be the first Hokage, and Madara was like, oh yeah, like sure, but then Tobirama was like, no, like the other people in the other villages or the other clans that were joining, they wanted Hashirama as the Hokage. So then he's like, okay, I guess I'll be Hokage. And then Madara's like, he was like, okay, I'm gonna dip then. And he was trying to get like, oh, like he was telling the Uchiha like, oh, come join me. And they were like, no, we kind of because they're tired of like the constant war, like they're always just fighting. They just wanted to live in a village and not worry about having to fight. Like they still have to fight to keep their village, but it's not as bad. And
is that like full on war?
Yeah, it's just like missions here and there.
Man, you gotta assassinate this leader, but that's it, bro.
Yeah, and I told my brother like it's kind of like Madara kind of brought peace on his own, because he was so strong that all the 5 Kage, they finally needed to work together and like end their, because they always had tension between them, because like they would always pull shady, like the Hidden Stone, they were known for pulling like shady shit. So, like they had this peace treaty with the Leaf, and they were like they weren't supposed to attack them, but then they sent a raid that was attacking them, and then the Hidden Sand came in, and they're like, what are you guys doing? Like the Hidden Sand and the Hidden Leaf was there like, what are you guys doing? We had a peace treaty, because Hidden Sand is like tight with the Hidden Leaf. And what do you call it? So yeah, they're just calling them out. And it's funny because in the Kage Summit they just talk about like, oh, you did this during this era or whatever, and then like there's like every clan or every village kind of did shit to the other one. Like the Hidden Stone doesn't like the Hidden Leaf because the 4th Hokage Minato, he killed 1,000 of their soldiers on his own. So it just makes him look like a joke, Like he killed so many of your people. Like nothing. And then they made that guy the Hokage. So like you swear to God we're gonna be friends after that. But they needed like one big enemy to be friends. And that's why it's like, they needed kind of Madara for that. But then you realize like it's kind of boring in Boruto because like there's peace. It's like what do you do then? Because they're kind of like. Yeah, it's just like, what made it interesting was that there was always tension and the goal was always peace, but then once you have it, it's like, oh. You kind of lose that tension. But then there's like like the Akatsuki, they're kind of those enemies. But then I don't like them that much. But they kind of hinted at well, there's like a bigger enemy that's coming in this arc, and yeah, I'm excited. Basically, like they showed it from the beginning of Boruto, the first episode of Boruto. They showed it where like the hidden leaf is destroyed, and it's just Boruto, like going against this like guy. We don't know who he is, but that guy is here, like in the intro, the new intro. So I'm like, yes, finally, this is gonna happen.
Oh, where like Boruto has like the scar and everything.
Yeah,
See,
he's wearing like Sasuke's headband.
Sasuke dude.
I don't think Naruto's dead because he said, I'm gonna send you where I sent Naruto, or where I sent the 7th Okage. And I think he just like sent him somewhere. Like he has a jutsu to send him somewhere. I don't think they would have killed him. Like not yet. You know what I mean? At least not with that wording. It was kind of weird wording.
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna kill you, just like it to your
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm gonna send you to a different. I'm gonna send you where I sent your. Like it sounds perfect, like purposely misleading. Like, yeah. Yeah, there's like, it's kind of like random. Like there's been some missions where a lot of it's filler, but some of it was like, because there's some people that are trying to bring back war. By like, it's because you always like to keep peace is really difficult. You have to like, it's because like eventually people are gonna forget like, oh, we fought together. So I think like eventually it's bound. Like I think peace is always temporary because people are gonna forget, and then people are like, oh, why are we friends with this? Or they have a little bit more land here, so we're gonna attack. We can take that, and then slowly you start bringing back distrust. It's like a lot of work to keep peace. And it shows like little groups that are trying to fuck that up for everybody.
So you think that's where Boruto is going?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But like everybody right now, they like Naruto. Like everybody respects Naruto because he's like the hero of the world, and he's like a legend that's known throughout the ninja world.
Where was Sasuke?
Sasuke too, yeah. He's known as the only equal to Naruto. So like they're like the two gods or whatever in the Shinobi world. And like the Raikage even told he told Sasuke like, I'm glad we didn't kill you. Cause he was like set on killing Sasuke once he heard what he did to B, or what he thought he did to B.
He thought
he was like, yeah, he thought he killed him, but then B was just hiding, and he used it as an opportunity to just like stay away from cause he's always in constant surveillance, which is the whole thing. Cause when the Raikage lost his dad, like B was telling him like, oh, everything's still fine, you're the Raikage now, and then the Raikage is like, oh, B, you're never to leave the village ever again. Like because he just didn't want to lose him. He didn't want to lose because he lost his dad, and B was all he had left. And that's where
B was
yeah. And that's why I was like, I'm gonna finally. That's why he's like, oh, it's like a chance to finally like do what I want and not have to stay in the Hidden Cloud. But then Kisame found them, and then that was the whole thing. And then Kisame got screwed over because of his Kasami had to like B. And it's kind of weird because like B's from the Hidden Cloud, but he has a blade from the Hidden Mist. Like I would be kind of mad, like, hey, that's one of our signature blades.
Is that the shark?
The Sami had it, yeah. And the shark skin. It likes B's chakra more because B's he's the 8-tails, so it tastes like octopus. So he likes his chakra. so he's like, fuck Kisame, just because he looks like a shark. Can't keep me. I'd rather have the octopus guy.
Just tasty, bro.
I like Samyana. That's the best blade. For sure. Of all the other blades.
Oh, did I fuck this up? Yes.
That one's OP when they with Kisame has it too, because Kisame he has as much chakra as a tailed beast. So that's why they call him the tailed beast with no tails. And then with Samihara he's even stronger because Samihara
the zero tail beast or something. That's a lot.
yeah. They call him the zero tail beast, yeah.
Oh. Get that
And then the Samihara it eats chakra and then it gives it back to its wielder. So it's like he has a shit ton of chakra and then he has this thing that replenishes his chakra. Oh, and then he has a super. His jutsu is OP. He has his signature jutsu is super shark bomb jutsu, and it's a jutsu where it summons a shark, right? And it's like a blast. And if you hit, so let's say you use the Rasengan or something on that blast, that shark eats up your chakra, eats up that attack, and makes his attack stronger.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like a super OP jutsu. I was like, what? Like, they made Kisame. Like, I like Kisame because he's like, it's really OP.
Didn't he die?
And yeah, he died. He killed himself because they were gonna interrogate him, but instead of interrogating, he used he has a water vortex jutsu where he just kind of stuck in an orb, and he did it to himself. And then he summoned his sharks and he told his sharks to eat him. So yeah. Because he'd rather die than sell out his the Akatsuki at the time. I wish we got more backstory about him. He's like one of the coolest characters in the show.
He was a shark.
And you don't really know much. Yeah. Like, how does he look like that? What's his clan? Well, his clan is the Hoshigaki clan, but like we don't know that much about it. And it's weird because he's not a proper like. He wasn't like one of the, because the wielders of the swords or whatever, the blades, they're like given by a certain lineage. Like you're made for that. But Kisame, he just killed the guy who had it, and he just took his sword.
Makes you nice, bro.
And he got lucky too, cause like Samihara liked them, cause the Samihara is the only blade that can reject it. Cause it if you try to hold it and it doesn't like you, the spikes pop out, and it prevents you from holding it. So like Guy was trying to hold it, and then the Samihara was like nope, and he just cut through his hands. And that's why it's like, oh, you can't. I don't know. They don't want to take it away from B, I guess. So B just has a freaking. He's even stronger now because he has that.
You still going? Still alive?
B, yeah, he's still alive. You know how old B is?
No.
How old do you think he is?
105.
No, he's not. What?
70.
No.
Is he young or old?
Well, how old is he in Shippuden?
I feel like 20 something.
No, he's like 30. He's in his late 30s. Right now, I'd say he's like, dude, the Tsuchikage is still alive.
Who?
It's crazy. The old guy from Shippuden. He's still alive in Boruto. Boruto met him. He's just like, he doesn't talk. Like, he's kind of just like senile. Yeah.
Wait, which one? The
old guy, the particle style guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. Gara has like this new student, or he has like his own student, and he does Iron Sand. Which is cool. There was another guy who did that. And that's kind of cool that he just has a student that kind of does what he does, but a little bit different.
A little better. He didn't have a kid?
No, he didn't have a kid. He's just like a student.
You can't fuck.
Yes. It's kind of like it's a trade-off because like his sand is faster, but the iron is stronger. But it's like, you know, you just gotta decide like which one.
Can they do that thing where they make it lighter?
If you have the Tsuchikage, yeah.
Can you just do it?
The Tsuchikage?
Oh, does he have to be around for it to work?
Yeah, he has to be around because he's the only one that has it. It's got light and boulder jutsu.
Oh, I thought it was fire.
No, it's really the Tsuchikage is really strong because of that. He has that and particle style. So he just like when he was fighting Madara, he was on top of the Raikage's shoulder. He made him lighter, so then he's like super fast. Like he's already fast, and then he made him even faster because he's lighter. And then right when he attacks, he used the super boulder jutsu to make his fist super strong. So they're a good combo together.
Who and who?
The Raikage and the Tsuchikage. And have you seen the Raikage's dad, the third Raikage?
No.
He's super OP.
Why?
He cause he
They reanimated him, no?
yeah, they reanimated him, and it was like so his body is known as the it's impenetrable. So it's like the best defense, and his attack with his hand or whatever is called like the best attack. So like he does this 5-finger to 1-finger jutsu, and with every jutsu what do you go? Oh yeah, so he does this jutsu where he has like, so he starts with 5 fingers, right? And every time he wants to make his attack sharper, he'd reduce the fingers, and it'd make it like more sharper because it's like focused onto one point. So like his 1-finger jutsu is like extremely OP, and then he's like impossible to cut. And by himself, he was been able to, he tied with the 8 tails, like fighting it. Where they both just knocked out fighting each other. And what do you call it? Like the only way they weren't even able to beat him. The only way they kind of beat him is because Naruto, because he has like a scar, and Naruto figured out like that the scar he got it. No, but that because he told everybody that he got it during the 8 tails fight, but Naruto figured out that
Oh, he did it by himself, no?
yeah,
Yeah, I watched that thing, where he's like,
yeah,
and then he tricked him into like hitting himself or whatever.
yeah. With the Rasengan, he hit his elbow, and then he just hit himself. But yeah, he's like string. Oh, and the only way he died was because his allies were stuck in a trap, right? And it was like surrounded by 1,000 soldiers, and then instead of, so he fought them off for 4 days. It's funny how to say like 4 days and 4 nights, so that they can get away. And he just died from like exhaustion. But he fought, yeah. But yeah, they're like, these people are legendary, you know. And they haven't produced anybody like that. Like the only one closest is like Kakashi, but Kakashi's not like that strong. Like they stopped producing like Naruto was like the only legendary one that you could think about, that I can think of.
Like no army stoppers here.
Yeah. Yeah, like yeah, because Kakashi can't do that because he doesn't have the chakra for that. And like Minato,
they don't have anyone in the new generation
that's that strong right now. No, no, because a lot of them are spoiled too. Like Boruto, he likes playing video games because he yeah, because like it's because now, you know, it's because they're privileged. They don't have to deal with the problems of war or whatever. And that's why, like in the movie, Boruto cheated because he's like, he doesn't want to work hard. He's just like, I'll just cheat.
Easy dub.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, it's just kind of, I don't know. I wish that they, like, Boruto's like, he's getting better about it though. I just don't like them that much, I guess. It's like, I don't know. Boruto's like, his form though looks sick. I'm like, yes, let me see that.
Yeah.
Well, the one that they showed in the preview with the one you saw, the one you said with the scar. Yeah, like he looks sick there, and I'm like, what? Let me see that. It's like, nope, it's a whole lot of filler.
I clicked it though, it looked off like that.
Made it look like a house. Let me see. It looks like a, I don't know.